What up, what up? Say so G. Back with another topic, back with another video. So the title of this video is gonna be, do your own research or stay broke. So we're gonna talk about it. So admin notes, thanks again to all the subscribers that subscribe to my channel. I endeavor to keep pushing the videos out to give you leverage to better sales. Let's get into it. So why do I say do your own research or stay broke? So this video is inspired by Frank from Frank Talks Money. And it was a video that I saw of his, I think yesterday or the day before. So I'm going to put that link to that video in the description below because I'm going to do a little bit of a different spin on that video. But thanks for the motivation, Frank, real talk. Because after I've watched that video, I was like, okay, I'm really feeling what he's talking about, and I agree with everything he's talking about, but I also have my own story when it comes to that. So I'm going to talk about how I navigated the VA claims process. So I could be a little bit winded when it comes to this because it's a lot of moving parts when it comes to this story. So I'm going to try to condense it down within like a 2-3 minute span because I could probably talk about this story for like a whole 30 minutes. But I know we don't got that much time. So when I was about to retire, they had this program in the military where you can actually claim, you can put your claim in for the VA a couple months before you retire. So I did that, met with a VA rep. He had my medical records, did some things, researched some things. And then about a week or so later after I retired, I got my first VA rating. It was a little bit higher than what I thought I was gonna get, but I was appreciative that he actually did the research and he actually did the effort to try to get me what I deserved. About a year later, I had some other things that was going on, and somebody suggested to me that I needed to go ahead and put another claim in for some other things. So I called up my local VFW, Veterans of Foreign Wars office, got in contact with a person there, and then they put a claim in for me for some stuff that I showed them my medical records. And then about a year later, I got another rating, which was higher than the first one I had before. So that's two reps that I had that actually helped me with my claim to get the ratings that I had based on my medical records. The last claim that I put in, up until this point, I did on my own, through my own research. The reason why I had to do that was because I tried to reach out to the previous counselor that I talked to, and I couldn't get in contact with her. I don't know if she wound up quitting or she wanted to retire, I'm not exactly sure. To this day, I don't know what happened to her. And when I did my first claim with her, she was actually very responsive, always answered my emails, even called me a couple of times to see how I was doing. So, hopefully she's doing okay, but I could not get in contact with her again to do this third and last claim I had. So I said, you know what? And I called some other offices, couldn't get in touch with nobody. So I'm like, man, this is crazy. Like, what's going on with me right now is serious, and I need to get it rated in case I wind up passing away. I can actually have benefits given to my wife if this becomes an issue, right? So I said, okay, bet. So I immersed myself in research. I wind up Googling every single night after work. I actually went on Facebook and found some VA groups that I actually had interacted with. Started talking to those folks or whatever, asked questions up there. There was some periodicals that I researched or whatever about the issue that I had. So basically, I did all the research that I could think of to do to try to put this claim in on my own. So I typed my own letter to the VA, gathered my medical records, and actually highlighted everything that was there that needed to be done when it comes to reacting to what I was trying to claim. Met with a doctor twice, had an interview with a doctor twice to articulate what was going on with me. And about 6 months later, that claim went through and it was processed, done. So the first few times I went to the VA, I had somebody help me. The third time, I couldn't get anybody to help me, so I did my own research and actually was successful. I mean, I did pretty much everything that those counselors did before for me and then some. And I was successful with actually having my claim approved. A lot of folks can't do that. I'm telling you. Most of the folks up here that's prior military will tell you. The VA process is very convoluted, it's hard. They don't want to give you the money, none of that. You know what I'm saying? So it's hard. So for me to be able to do that, that was impressive. I'm not trying to my own horn, I'm just saying, like, most folks cannot do that on their own. But I was so motivated to get this claim done that I did my own research. So this kind of ties into what Frank was talking about in that video when it comes to money, right? He was talking about folks that actually they pay for these courses and they join these groups and they pay for these groups to give them knowledge about money, to give them knowledge about how to get rich and to be successful in certain things. And Frank was like, you don't need those things. You just do your own research. Stop being lazy and don't waste your money paying these folks to tell you what you can research on your own, right? Now, I do understand that there are certain things out there that the knowledge is not that available. So sometimes you may need somebody to guide you to a certain reference to figure out stuff. But for the most part, the internet is free, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, navigating through things that you need to get done, you can do your own research and pretty much be successful as long as you stay motivated and you have a drive to do those things. So my thing is, man, and I'm gonna be very blunt with it, very blunt. When you become an adult, being broke becomes a choice. It does. Now, I do understand there's some caveats to that, so I'm gonna say some of the caveats. When you graduate high school, you hardly have any type of skill set when it comes to the job market, right? You may have some natural skill set, but you don't have experience that you can show on a resume, right? When you go to college, to try to get a skill set that's gonna pay you, you know, some good money. You may go to college just for the arts and just, you know, because you want to have that experience. But for a lot of times, a lot of folks equate your college degree or that person going to college to try to get something that's going to be a career for them to take care of themselves, right? So even in that, you don't have a lot of experience. You doing interns and internships and some other things. So after a while, as you get into the workforce, you actually started getting the skill set, you start getting that experience. So over time, you should be able to build yourself to the point where you're actually able to make more money than what you inspired to do, right? I hope I'm making sense when it comes to this. In any case, the longer you live and the longer you're in the workforce, the more money you should be making, right? If you go the route of entrepreneurship, same thing. As you grow your business, you should be able to make more money. But there are a lot of folks out there that make excuses about not making a lot of money when they already have the skill set to make money, right? Everybody got a gift, man, everybody. And it's up to you to figure out what your gift is to monetize it. Every single person on this planet has a gift that they can monetize, every single body. I don't care who you are, you know? Like I said, it's just up to you to figure out what that gift is to be able to monetize it and make money off of it. But a lot of times, a lot of folks don't have the drive to do that. They just want to work a 9-to-5 job and just make as much money as they can. No problem with that. Because I mean, that's really how America works. You know what I'm saying? You do the 9-to-5 job, you try to get promotions, and with those promotions, you get more money, right? But even in that, you still need to do your own research, right? And be able to navigate the job market a lot better than you're doing right now by making sure you stay motivated. And a lot of folks want to have stuff handed out to them, or they want stuff given to them for free. You know what I'm saying? Which actually is the reason why a lot of these folks that have these classes and these courses and these groups, they make all this money because you're being too lazy to do your own research, right? Now, I'm not saying that some of these groups are not valuable, but the value they give it to you, a lot of this stuff could be given to you for free. It can be by you doing your own research, but a lot of folks don't do that. So DoorDash, I know DoorDash is a popular person up here on YouTube for some folks, and she put out, I think, a $25, I think it's like a 10-minute course of how to get on YouTube and how to be successful on YouTube and how to start your brand new YouTube channel. A lot of folks get pissed off at that because it was like, this information is like, it's small information. I could have did this on my own. What the bottom line is, you didn't. You know what I'm saying? You were so damn lazy and thought you was going to get a come up so quick that you just paid the money to her to get information you could have researched within 10 minutes on your own, right? So, you know, these groups and these courses and things that are out there, I will say to a certain degree they do serve somewhat of a purpose. But if you think you're gonna get some type of like magic bullet you're gonna use to be able to shoot yourself in the atmosphere to get more money and get rich like them, it's not gonna happen. You have to do your own research. You have to. Because if you don't, I mean, y'all can stay broke if y'all want to, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't like being broke. Never have and never will like being broke at all. I've been broke plenty of times in my life. And I can't stand it. I do not want to be broke ever again in life. You know what I'm saying? But the reason why I have not been broke for a very long time because I did my own research. You know, once again, I'm not bashing folks for having courses and having groups that they have to help people, because there are some folks out there that will not do the research at all. They won't. You know what I'm saying? They refuse to. But for some reason, they will listen to somebody that would give them the information. So if you want to spend your money on that to get a come up, that's fine. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, like, you can save so much money for yourself by doing your own research and figuring out on your own how to make more money and how to get rich. I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? Now, having mentorship, that's different. You know what I'm saying? Like, there are some folks out there that do mentorship, and they're accountability partners or whatever that will help you guide, will help you navigate, your way towards making more money and being successful. So those folks, kudos to them. But the courses and all these things you're taking right now, spending all this money, and you're not even applying it. You're just giving this money away to these folks for free, basically. Anyways, do your own research, man, or stay broke. That's my opinion. Let me hear what you guys got to say in the comments. So I appreciate y'all. Love y'all. And I'll catch y'all next video. Say so, G. Signing out. I'm gone.